Your voice type has nothing to do with your range and is really just a lie that vocal coaches tell you to keep you inside a box. Yes, you heard me right. I probably just committed an amazing heresy by saying that, but yes, your voice type is totally something that so many people get wrong, and I'm going to show you exactly what the real and actual truth is behind this to truly make sure that you can actually find your real, true, authentic voice and build the singing career that you've always wanted to have. Hey, my name's Isaiah Harris. I'm a vocal coach. My average student starts singing higher, pain, strain, and tension-free, be they an alto, baritone, tenor, or soprano, and adds nearly a full octave to their range in just as little as 2 months. And in today's video, I'm going to show you why everything that you've heard from your coach about voice types is nothing but total and what the actual truth is. Hey, I know I just said something very controversial, and I'm going to back it up and prove it to you. So really, it's important to understand that the true meaning of a voice type is all it means is it is the area of your voice where you naturally, without any effort, without any trying, without any training, have an easier time singing in. And this area in your voice really doesn't have anything to do with your range, and it actually has a lot more to do with your speaking voice. And here's what I mean by this. So I really learned this concept and learned why what most people teach is garbage. Years ago, when I was taking lessons, I had the very amazing privilege to where I was trained by Katy Perry's former vocal coach before she was famous. A little fun fact about Katy Perry. She initially actually started in the church, and her whole first album was Christian. My old coach helped her to make and produce that first album. She told me she was just a crazy dedicated student. But anyways, when I started working with him, one of the very first things I remember him telling me is he said, Isaiah, your vocal range, whether you're a tenor, baritone, alto, soprano, it has nothing at all to do with how high or how low you're able to sing. He told me that it's merely just the natural timbre and the natural energy of your voice, and it defines the area that is easier for you to sing, but it doesn't mean that you should put yourself in a box to say that you have the inability to hit those tenor notes, or you have the inability to hit the soprano notes. And he essentially explained that, so if you are a male and you have a lower speaking voice, like you speak, kind of like this, it means that you are naturally a baritone. And if you're a male and you have a, more higher pitched voice like this, you kind of speak like this, you are a tenor. And that doesn't mean even if you can hit a note like a low A down here, but you talk like this in your day-to-day, I don't care what your range is, you're a tenor. But also on the other end, if you're a baritone and you talk like this, but you can hit a, like a high D up here, I don't care what your range is, it means you are a baritone. Because when we're going back to my concept of what naturally just sounds better for you, is if you take someone that they naturally sound like this and talk like this, if they don't have any training and they try to sing the lower pitches like la, like they're not gonna be able to have the resonance without training that you would need to have for those notes. They'll hit it more like a la. See, I'm hitting the note, but you notice how it doesn't have that meatiness, that resonance that you would typically expect for a baritone to be singing that particular note with. And then now, on the other end of the spectrum, so if we have ourselves like a tenor, and they naturally can sing something higher up here, like a they're going to have more of that airy lighterness to it, but without training, they would have a much harder time bringing a more meaty tone to that, like a and the same goes with alto and soprano. So, in fact, the majority of men are actually baritones, and the majority of women are actually altos. But our modern vocal system will take these singers and tell them, oh, you're just an alto. Oh, you're just a baritone. You can't get to those higher pitches. You can't do all those other things that you want to do with your voice. Just stick inside of your comfort zone. So a real good story in my life that kind of demonstrates this is years ago, I was a part of, just like the regular Christmas choir at my church. And I was singing in the baritone section, and there was another singer that was also beside me that was in the baritone section. And the moment that I met this dude and I shook his hand and heard him talk, I was like, there is no way this dude's a baritone. This is insane. He's like, hey, nice to meet you. Like, hey, he had one of those more high-pitched, squeaky voices. And there was just nothing resonant. There was nothing meaty about his voice. I'm not like putting him down as like a person or an individual. There's nothing wrong with like, the way you speak. That's just how you are. But like, he didn't have any of the like, hi, nice to meet you. Like, I naturally, talk this low. But he could hit the low notes. He could hit them. And he had a decent amount of power on the notes. But the thing is, when I would hear him sing, it didn't have the same level of resonance. In fact, there were actually some notes that he was able to hit lower than I could. But the thing is, it didn't have that meaty timbre to it. That me, as someone that I naturally tend to speak a little bit lower, I would naturally fall into that category of being a baritone. But the thing is, despite that, I can still go, I'm not going to let somebody tell me, oh, no, you can't get up there. That's dangerous. You shouldn't be able to belt there. And it's just, I'm so sick and tired of just this modern vocal education system telling people that they need to stay inside of a box and that they'll never, ever be able to get to those higher parts of their range that they've always wanted to hit. In fact, this is what just a couple of my students said after they started using and working with my methods. And despite them being altos, despite them being baritones, they were able to actually expand their range and actually sing with the freedom that they truly wanted.
Oh my Lord, Isaiah, you have no idea. I have been praying for years. God, stretch my range. Like, help me stretch my range, like, I don't know what to do. I've looked up things. I've tried things. I've met with vocal coaches, been with multiple vocal coaches. Nobody's able to, and obviously in the first session, you were able to help me. And yeah.
Your course gave me the power. Just 2 days. Those 2 days, man. And all the years I've been in college taking classical voice. Oh, well, you can't do this. This is what he gave you. You sing bass and you baritone and you way down here and you can never sing up there. You're not tenor. And I'm like, well, man, how do you know what I'm not when you're trying to put me somewhere where I don't belong?
Oh, man, that's crazy. Yeah, getting results in 2 days already. That's awesome.
Yeah. It's like I can get the notes I want now. I can get where I want to go.
Man, that's awesome.
Hitting tenor notes like it ain't nothing. Thanks to you.
Oh, this has been going great. Exactly what I want to see. This is like more progress I've had in this month than I feel I've had in the last several years. So it's very encouraging. Thank you.
Really, more in a month in the past few years.
Yeah, it's like I'm really, I think I had an okay foundation, but I mean, I feel like I'm making such huge progressions of like, I'm liking the way my voice sounds. I'm able to feel more comfortable in my higher range.
Hey, by the way, if you've really been enjoying this training and want to go even deeper on how to find your true authentic voice and expand your range and sing the way you've always wanted to sing, be sure to check out my free training in the link in the description called The 3 Biggest Singing Mistakes That Are Getting in the Way of the Songs You Sing the gigs you perform, and the albums you attempt to record. It has helped so many singers to find their true, authentic voices and show them how to use them correctly, and also to how to make sure that they're using them in a way to avoid career-ending singing mistakes. It has been a wealth of knowledge for so many of my students, and I know it is going to help you so much. Once again, click the link below in the description or scan the QR code here on your screen to get instant access to that training. So really, with this concept of voice parts and voice ranges, it's really rooted in a lot of what I like to call by the book Bertha vocal coach teaching methods. So, if you've ever had a coach that says, oh, I'm classically trained, and, they like to brag about the fact that they're classically trained. I know I'm probably going to offend a ton of people by saying this, but run out the door as fast as you can. If their only thing that they're saying is, oh, this is why I'm a good coach, is because I had classical training. And really, a lot of that classical school of music, it really cranks out by the book Berthas to where it's, oh, you have to do this exact thing by the book. We need to put a label on every individual singer and tell them, you're a baritone, you're an alto, you're a tenor, you're a soprano. No, you are you. My voice is not baritone, alto, tenor, soprano. My voice is Isaiah. Your voice is not baritone, alto, tenor, soprano. Your voice is Sam. Your voice is John. Your voice is Trixie. Your voice is Tracy. And don't let anyone tell you that you are not able to do things and expand your range and go after the types of songs that you want to sing. And really, this is also too why you should work to really try to sing songs that you feel are outside of your comfort zone, because how are you ever going to grow if you don't step out of that comfort zone? I frequently work with my students to sing songs in a key or two that's higher than what they're naturally comfortable with, because it's going to stretch them and it's going to make them truly be able to actually become a better singer and not just become someone that's met with me week after week after week and is in the same spot. Because you can go watch other videos if you want to be week after week in the same spot. But if you want to be part of this channel, like, we're the channel of singers that grow and get better week after week after week and make more and more impact to our audience. So that covers things here for today's video. So once again, be sure to check out the link in the description for that bonus training to avoid the 3 biggest career-ending singing mistakes. Also, as well, too, be sure to check out this other video I have here that is all about mastering your mix voice, and specifically mastering belting in your mix. It is a full in-depth guide. You are absolutely going to love it.